Hello, everyone. This is Tiger Tees. Welcome to Tiger Tees podcast. I am your host, the one and only Tiger T, often imitated but never duplicated. Here on this podcast, I just basically want to give you a synopsis of what credit is, how important credit is to your life and my life, and the importance of having a good credit score. Uh, I know previously I talked about on my Podbean podcast with Tiger T is that a lot of us, when we're talking about credit, we don't understand what credit is, right? And so I kind of want to give you a basic foundation or to establish a foundation on what credit is. Credit is having the ability to borrow something through goods and services with the intent to pay it back over a period of time. So that's what credit is. And not only that, but if I had to break it down a little further, credit is basically a contract or an agreement that you're making to someone, right? Whether it's a bank, a credit union, or a particular lender, right? We're making that contract and agreement with them saying that, hey, we're going to do a quick pro quo. If you let me borrow this, I pay you back this. Okay. So that's what credit is. And credit is our livelihood. Now, credit is something that we should take very seriously because it determines how we live, right? Good credit, you can live really good. Bad credit, you can't live so good. So, my goal with Tiger T's podcast is to basically give you a foundation of what credit is and how it works and how it's can affect our lives if we have bad credit. And we don't want to have bad credit. A lot of us understand, grew up in environments where you can kind of tell people have bad credit. Certain things is very, um, it sticks out, right? It's synonymous. So I ride by all the time to different neighborhoods, and I can tell you in that neighborhood they have low credit scores, right? A lot of them on poverty, a lot of them on welfare, right? And a lot of it comes from the choices that we make in life, right? I look at some of my family members; they make poor choices. Some like to live in poverty, right? And a lot of them have bad credit. And bad credit is a formulation of your attitude. It is a formulation of your mindset. It is a formulation of your mind. And so here at Tiger T's podcast, I want to educate and inform you about credit. Okay. And I want to talk to you about the five categories of credit. The five categories of credit. We have uh, our credit history, right? Our credit history is very important. Our credit history, it accounts for 35% of our credit score, right? 35% of our credit score, our payment history, our credit history, or our payment history, I should say, it accounts for 35% of our credit score. Uh, it is the most important part of our credit score, right? It's the most important part of our credit score. And then we have our credit utilization, or um, some say amounts owed on our debt. You know, so So, for example, on my American Express card, right, I have a certain amount of money, right, on that card. Now, just say if you have a credit card and your credit card has $10,000, right, and you spend $1,000 of that credit card that you have, you're in the range of that 10% for your credit card. And so you want to keep your credit utilization at 10%. Uh, there's some verbiage that says you can go to 33%. But no, I'm telling you from experience, keep your credit utilization 10% or lower. Because when you do that, you continue to see your credit score rise. And so that's what we want to do. We want to propel ourselves to have a good credit score and that our credit score continue to rise over time. Okay. And so the third thing we want to talk about is that makes up the five categories of our credit score is our length of history, right? Our length of history counts for 15% of our credit score. So if we got our payment history, our credit utilization, and if we got our length of credit history intact, that's what 35, 30, 65, 65 plus 15. That's 80% of our credit score right there. If we only do those three things, right? And so I'm here to educate you on tonight that if you have a low credit score and your credit score is somewhere in 450, 500, or 600, you can improve your credit score by following this advice that I'm giving you. I don't care who you are. If you follow this blueprint that I'm giving you, you can improve your credit score. I promise you. You're looking at somebody that did, right? And all you have to do is follow the blueprint, and you will succeed. Also, we want to talk about our credit mix, which is the fourth thing that's involved inside of our credit scores is our credit mix, and it accounts for 10% of our credit score. And our credit mix is basically it's a mixture of our credit cards, right? If we have a car, a new vehicle, a used vehicle, either or, if you're paying payments on it, right? That's a part of the credit mix. Or if you have a mortgage that you have, right? Or if you have like big, what can I say? Something that you're paying on, right? All of that accounts for a credit mix. So when the banks and the lending institutions see that you have that, it makes your portfolio looks very well. So you want to have a different credit mix, because also that stipulates that you know how to manage your business. You know, you got a car, I got a home, right? I got a credit card. So in order to have all that, I have to know how to manage that. The key to life is to manage. You can make a lot of money in this world, but if you don't know how to manage, you can't go too far. And I always tell people this: if you cannot manage $1, you cannot manage $1 million. Okay. And our last thing we want to talk about is new credit. You know, a lot of times we get mail that comes to our house or to our PO box, and they send credit card mail wanting you to apply for a credit card. And so a lot of us will go and apply for that credit card, right? And then a week later, another company will send you an offer to apply for another credit card, and we apply for that credit card. A week or two later, you get some more mail that tells you to apply for another credit card. However, be mindful of that, because when you continue to open new credit back to back in a short span of time, it's okay to open new credit. Don't get me wrong. But if you continuously do that in a short period of time, it's going to put a ding on your credit report, on your credit score, right? And most of the time, it's going to drop your credit score, and that is the truth. So I want you to understand that this will hurt you in the long run. Okay, so I just want you to know that. So and anytime a hard inquiry goes on your credit report, it's 5 to 7 points automatically. So another thing, if you have a credit card is in good standing, please do not close out that credit card, because it will drop your score from 75 to 100 points. I say again, if you have a credit card that is in decent standings, please don't close that credit card, because it will drop your credit score from 75 to 100 points. Okay, that's a word of advice, and I'm talking from experience. Okay, we want to talk about now. We want to move on, and we want to talk about the importance of a good credit score, right? And we know that credit scores determine how you live. It determines where you live, and it determines basically your livelihood. So as I said earlier, most people that have bad credit, right? They can't stay in certain neighborhoods because they won't be able to get it approved to live in that neighborhood. They won't be able to buy a house in that neighborhood because of that 3-digit score, right? And I want to say this. We all know that God is above all things. We know that. We know that God is in charge and in control of all things. But I want to say this, and somebody can prove me wrong. Life starts with numbers, and it ends with numbers. And I'm talking about a monetarily standpoint. I said life starts with numbers, and life ends with numbers. Your credit score is a number. Your birthday is a number. Your social security card has a number on it. Our paycheck has a number on it. That paycheck determines how we live, right? Again, we know God is above all things, but I'm speaking monetarily. Those numbers make a big difference. And so I don't know about you, but I want my numbers in this credit realm. I'm trying to reach 850, right? I know what it is. I know what it feels like to have bad credit because I had it. I wanted to buy a nice home one time. I was talking to my brother. As I saw a major man, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't get approved for that house because my credit score was too low. And it was a nice home, 10 acres, nice, beautiful home. Nice pool in the backyard. It's my dream home, what I dreamed about. But because I didn't handle my business, it was a learning experience, right? And so we all have learning experiences in life that we learn from. And so after that, we end up buying a house. But I worked to get my credit score. Very hard. I worked very hard to get it where it needed to be. And so God did the rest. And here I am today. And you have to believe. If you want to achieve things in life, you have to believe. It got to start within your heart, within your mind. You got to believe. You cannot doubt. If you want something in life, you can't doubt. Speak it. Speak it. Right? So I'm speaking good vibes to you tonight that, hey, listen, if you have a bad credit score, you can improve it. Do some of these things that I'm telling you to do, and I guarantee you that your credit score will improve. Will it happen overnight? No, it will not. It will not happen overnight. Will it happen in the next 3 months? No, you won't. You'll see some improvement, but it won't happen all at once. It sometimes takes a year or 2 years before you see a 200 point, 250 point increase, depending on where you are in your credit journey. And I want to talk about the credit scores, the ranges. Okay, we have our poor range of credit scores goes from 300 to 579. That's the poor range. And our fair range goes from 580 to 669, right? And then from 670 to 739 is considered a good score, right? And from 740 to 799 is very good. And from 800 to 850 is considered excellent or superior credit. And let me tell you something. When I was working at the dealership, sold many cars, made a lot of money. And I noticed something. Those that came in with credit scores of 720 or more, man, that was easy to get financed. However, being the type of guy I am, I was able to finance people with 500 credit scores because I had networked with several lenders, several banking institutions, several credit unions. So I knew how the game worked. And so when you get ready to purchase a car, contact Tiger T. Okay. I can tell you from experience, I've sold many cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, new and used. I can tell you from experience the best way to purchase a vehicle, right? And if you have a business, you can get it in your business name, all right? And so that's what I want to break down to you tonight. Basically, what credit is and what credit does, how credit works, and the importance of having a good credit score, okay? And so here at Tiger T's podcast, my goal is to educate you, is to inform you, and give you financial literacy concerning your credit and concerning your credit scores. And I want to say to you tonight, I advise you to go ahead and pull your credit report. It's a new year. You can go online and pull your free credit report. I think it's freeannualcreditreport.com, if I'm not mistaken. Or you can go through Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. You can go through all of those different bureaus, and they have a program that's available where you can actually check your credit score. And so to all of my friends and families and associates and all my networking partners, I want to thank you for listening to me tonight on this Tiger Stems podcast. This is my actually first episode here on YouTube. But I want to give a shout out to my sponsors all around this community. I have a lot of you guys. But Furniture City and Baker, I want to thank you for supporting this channel. right? I want to thank Vi Ford for supporting this channel. I want to thank All Star Honda down in Baton Rouge for supporting this channel. All Star Toyota for supporting me. And we have a lot of different sponsors that are sponsoring me. So I want to thank you very much. And listen, we're going to talk about more than credit. We're going to be talking about wills, powers of attorneys. We're going to be talking about insurance, whole life, term life. We're going to be talking about IUL, Index Universal Life Insurance. And so I just want to thank you all for listening to my broadcast. I will be coming to you 2 to 3 times a week. I will give you the certain dates and times to log in to view my podcast. But listen, my goal is to educate and inform you in ways and give you a blueprint to improve your credit score. You don't have to live in a bad situation. Yeah, you don't have to do it. I'm here to help you, and we're going to work this process together. Again, my goal is for everybody that's on this channel, right, to obtain a 720 credit score. That is my goal throughout this community. And we're going to get there. It's going to take a little time, but if you stay with me and stick with me, we're going to get there. I promise you. You have to follow the blueprint. If you follow the blueprint, you will succeed. This concludes my podcast, Tiger T's podcast for this day, for this evening. And I'll see you on the other side. Take care.